All right, guys. Right now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been urged, to grant Nnamdi Kanu conditional release since he has refused to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, even with his health. You understand? The Nigerian government have refused to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So this is kind of, since you don't want to release him conditionally, you can as well grant him conditional release. You understand? Those of us who do not understand what conditional release means, it means that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be released conditionally. There's going to be conditions that will be given to him. If this happened, this, and that, he will sign that. Maybe, for example, that you are going to sign that you will no longer preach Biafra, freedom. You will no longer participate as a leader of the IPOB leader. You no longer do this, and you will now, claim one Nigeria. Those ones are conditional release. So this is what they are urging President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to do, since he have refused to release him unconditionally, even with his health, condition right now. You understand? So this is just like they are not saying this is not just about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's about the Igbo people. You understand? It is about the Igbo people because you can now understand that the Southeasterners had never known peace since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was adopted in Kenya to Nigeria. And the worst part of it is that everything that's been happening in the Southeast region, the federal government of Nigeria, they don't care. That is the reason why they are doing what they are doing. But this Friday court ruling was a kind of a big shock to so many people who thought that at least the court, the Federal High Court, presiding by Justice James Omotosho, will grant Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bail so he can now take care of himself. Our people they talk say now who they alive, now then they judge a matter. So guys, one Chinedu Mejiri has urged President Tinubu to grant Nnamdi Kanu conditional release. So we go hit the news, make we get them step by step wetin e mean by this. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been urged to grant Nnamdi Kanu a conditional release from prison as a purposeful step towards reconciliation and national healing. Professor Christopher Chine, Chinedumeri, a professor of disaster management and humanitarian studies, made the call in an open letter to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. According to him, as a concerned citizen, a patriot, and a belief in the indivisibility of our great nation, Nigeria, I am compelled to address you as a matter that has continued to aggravate the minds of millions of Nigerians, particularly in the southeast region. The continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of one of the southeast geopolitical zone activist group, the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, he stated that the Nigerian constitution upholds justice, equity, and fairness as the pillars upon which the country's democracy stands. It is in the spirit of these values and with a deep sense of responsibility that I appeal to you to consider the conditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a strategic step towards healing, reconciliation, and peace building in our nation. Chinedu stated that Nigeria has endured years of conflict, agitations, and secessionist tensions, stating that the Southeast has been one of the most volatile regions in recent years, with six at home orders, violent clashes, and economic disruptions affecting millions. So he stated that while the government has every right to enforce law and order, we must recognize that sustained peace is lying achieved through force alone, but through dialogue, inclusion, and trust building. To him, granting Nnamdi Kanu a conditional release under clear and enforceable terms would send a powerful signal that President Tinubu's administration is committed to national healing. It will, it will demo, it would demonstrate statesmanship, reassure the Southeast that their grievances are being held, and create a space for a structured conversation about Nigeria's unity, equity, and development. Nigeria is a turning point. Insecurity remains a challenge, and social cohesion is fragile. The conditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could help de-escalate tensions, reduce violence, and allow security agencies to focus on their pressing threats across the country. He, however, stated that this call is not an excuse is not to excuse any alleged wrongdoing, but to allow for a political and reconciliatory solution that prioritizes peace over perpetual confrontation. To ensure national interest is protected, his release could be tied to a commitment to renounce violence and publicly call off all sit-at-home orders and violent agitations, a pledge to engage constructively with the federal government in dialogue and peace-building efforts, and close monitoring and reporting arrangements to ensure compliance with the terms of release. So Chinedu also called on the six state governors of the Southeast to intentionally join in the diplomatic advocacy with President Tinubu and the National Assembly so that his conditional release can be fast-tracked, and to collectively work with traditional rulers, religious leaders, and community influencers to restore peace and stability in the region. So he added that great leaders like Tinubu are remembered not only for the infrastructure they built, but also for the peace they broke and they broke and the unity they fostered. The decision to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu conditionally would stand as a hallmark of Tinubu administration's commitment to true reconciliation and nation building. In the spirit of justice, equity, a renewed hope agenda, I appeal to your good conscience and sense of history to act decisively, and Nigeria needs healing. And this singular act could be a catalyst for national cohesion. So, guys, you've all heard it now. Now, they are now asking President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, say, see, since you have refused to refuse him conditionally, okay, give him condition and get him released. Igbo leaders, you see the level, these have pushed us, because uh our people, they they really care, they just care about themselves, you understand? If not, this matter for never reach like this level when it did like this. I know what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to say here is that because the Igbo leaders, they did not push, they are not even pushing for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom. You understand? So why would this ones, why these ones will not come up? You understand? The same people that are now saying release him conditionally, now they don't change minds. Now then they talk, say, okay, if you don't want to release him, this is and that, you can release him all conditionally. This does not make sense. You can release him conditionally, I meant to say. So releasing him conditionally, like setting a trap for him to fall inside. It's like setting a trap for him to fall. That is just it. So guys, what's your take on this? Please, let's hear from you. Drop your comment below the comment section. Share this video, make it go viral, so that Nigerians could understand how the matter they be today. Thank you, and bye for now.